Welcome back to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Nandita Khemka. What a volatile day it really turned out to be for the market. We slipped below that 21,750 mark, but we saw a very smart recovery. Although we've cooled off from the day's high, but we managed to end above that 21,800 mark. Even for the Sensex, it managed to reclaim that 72,000 mark in today's session. Mid and small cap end of the markets were fairly range bound, although they were off day's low. And sectorally, Nifty Bank continues to be under some bit of pressure. That let me bring on board my guest for today. Joining me is Rohan Shah of Religare Broking, as well as Gaurang Shah of Ajit Financial Services. Great to have you on the show, gentlemen. Let me start with you, Rohan. It's too much volatility, right? I mean, we slipped below 21,750. Once again, we came to above 20. In fact, we even reclaimed 21,900 at one point. But there's extreme volatility. How does one really position themselves? Also, the fact that we have weekly expiry tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, Nadita, for having me on the show. So yes, rightly said, we have been witnessing a very high volatility in the past 2-3 sessions, and the Nifty has been declining after hitting all-time high. And in this process, it has given a breakdown from its short-term moving average, that is 20-day exponential moving average. And from past two sessions, it has been making an attempt to break below its 50-day exponential moving average and its previous swing support that lies around 21,800 to 21,850 mark. And also looking from the sentiment per se or from a breadth perspective, it has been deteriorating from past couple of sessions. And if we look at the overall textures, the stocks which were weaker are getting more and more weaker, and the stocks which were doing well, now we are seeing sort of breakdown of the support from the same. So overall, we have maintaining a sell on rise view in the Nifty till it is holding below 22,250. And on the level front, any breakdown below 21,800, it will open the way for 21,500 and then 21,350 mark. So this is some of the view which we are currently moving with the Nifty.
All right. Gaurang, great to have you on the show. Good afternoon to you. But would you concur with the sell on rise strategy now? Would you say that, Rohan, coming to you, over the last few sessions, we've seen, fair bit of sell off coming in on OMCs, right? Especially after the fuel price cut. But would you say that there's been a trend reversal on charts, or would you say, that was a good entry point that this correction has, kind of brought about?
Yeah, so if you look at the specifically Hin Petro and BPCL, there has been sort of a trend reversal pattern formation on the peak, that is a head and shoulder pattern, and it has given a breakdown in the last week. So as of now, it has also declined gradually from last couple of sessions. So it might be a sort of breather, and we believe it would be opportunity to exit from the ongoing trade because we are expecting further up decline in these both HPCL and BPCL. IOC has been relatively not doing much, but comparatively BPCL and HPCL on the charts are looking weak, and we can expect further decline in this counter.
Right, Gaurang, I want to talk to you about Eicher Motors. Of course, autos were, in top gear today, so to say. Maruti clocked that or crossed that 12,000 mark for the first time. We'll talk about Maruti in just a bit. But Eicher, there was a double upgrade that came in from UBS to the EV party. But, now, of course, they are scaling it up in a big way. But, Rohan, after today's move on Eicher, would you say that it has the capacity to actually turn out to be a breakout stock? And on the charts, Maruti, how are you viewing that?
If you look at comparatively both the charts, Eicher and Maruti, so definitely Maruti has been relatively outperforming the Eicher motor. And on the level front, Maruti, we are expecting 12,500 zone to be tested in the 1 to 2 months, and any decline towards 20-day exponential moving average or any intermediate support would be a fresh buying opportunity. And now coming to the Eicher Motors, just a disclaimer, we have also covered this stock as our newer pick, and the stock has been trading sideways on a technical front. So any trader who is looking for resistance, so first resistance is comes around 4,000. Any break above 4,000, then we can see a momentum emerging in this counter. So as of now, 4,000 is a resistance level to watch out for.
All right, that's the resistance level to watch out for. But Gaurang, I want to talk to you about LT Foods. There's been fund action in the positive stance on LT Foods, and looks good for a longer term investment play. But if you look at the charts, Rohan, how is it stacked, at least for the short term?
So yes, for short term, the stock has made a good attempt from its support zone. That is 150, 160 was a good support zone for the stock. And this week we are seeing the stock has been rising gradually higher. So on the very short term perspective, we can expect a up move towards 191 and a breakout above 191. The next level comes at 210. So yes, definitely a good buy in terms of risk reward as well, and in terms of on the chart perspective as well, it's looking very good.
All right. Tata Group of stocks, Gaurang, I know you like TCS, you even like Tata Motors, but of late, ever since, there are reports that Tata is with chemical stocks, but, experts have been maintaining that, China plus one will play out for chemical stocks going forward. But, Rohan, on the charts, among, the 2, 3 Tata stocks that we spoke about, TCS, Tata Motors, in fact, even Tata Steel and Tata Chemicals. Anything that's looking, an attractive entry point right now.
So from the Tata space, Tata Communication is one stocks which looks very good on the charts and also can be a good buying opportunity at current market price or any dip towards the in a 3 or to 5% decline. So if you look from the relative perspective, the stock has been hitting every time new all time high and has been forming higher and higher lows. So from a technical perspective, Tatacom is the one that should be of course a buying candidate. On the level front, we are expecting a up move towards 1950 first, and then about 2100 is the levels what we are working as of now with Tata Communication.
All right. And Rohan, what would you be keeping on your radar in terms of, stocks for the rest of the week? Any recommendations for our viewers?
So yes, we have three recommendation, that is two on buy side and one on sell side. The first one on the bet is Indus Tower. So a long can be created at the current market price, keeping a stop below 242. The upside target can be 268 and then 280. The second stock is on the sell side, that is Ultratech Cement. One can look to go short in, one can look to go long in 9500 put for the upside target of 200, and the stop loss can be placed below 80. The last stock we have is Kotak Bank. The private bank has been, maintaining its, uh, uh, you can say, not falling much despite the correction in the market. So Kotak Bank is one stock which is doing quite well comparatively to the other banks. So this the one stock can be look out for. The upside target can be kept as 1830 to 1850, and the stop loss can be placed below 7.
All right, those were the recommendations coming in from Rohan. But last word from you, Gaurang. Do you expect this correction to intensify or deepen from here? Do you expect the index to shed some more weight, perhaps towards 21,400 or 300 or thereabouts?
Well, if it does go there, I'll be buying truckload of. I would be advising rather because of compliance. I won't be able to buy directly, but I would advise investors to buy truckload of stocks which are fundamentally sound. And correction will come in. In quantum is very difficult to say. News flows will create an overhang. And not to forget, I'm again repeating myself. Second largest phase of election, going up, starting from 19th of April, going up to 1st of June. 4th of June, we'll have the outcome. I think we need to fasten our seatbelts. If you are a short to medium term investor, if you don't have the risk appetite, Nandita, whatever profits, take it home, sit back on the sideline, come back to the market, post the government is in place. Maybe at that time you will be buying 5, 10, 15% higher. If not, stay invested. If you have the risk appetite, you will get plethora of opportunities between now and 4th of June to cherry pick some of your investment idea, and you'll get a good bargain over there.
It looks like Gaurang is already ready with his list for the fire sale that could play out on the last street. But with that, gentlemen, thanks a lot for taking out time and joining in this afternoon and sharing your thoughts with us. Always a pleasure chatting with you guys.
Thank you.
Well, with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Closing Bell. We saw extreme volatility on the street today, from lows of 21,000, 750 or 710 and thereabouts. You saw the Nifty reclaim that 21,900 mark, although we did cool off from the day's high, but we managed to defend the 21,800 mark. So, of course, from me and the entire team, thanks a lot for tuning in and watching this show. But come back and join in tomorrow morning on opening bell. We'll have a big market voice, Sushil Kedia, joining in and sharing his thoughts with us. You can't afford to miss that. But stay tuned to Money Control for all your other news and updates, and have a great evening.